Hi there, my name is Courtney Brown, and this is my constraint programming project for my operations research class based off of the old game that I used to play as a kid, backyard baseball. So for this problem, we have a league that has 10 teams in it. The season is 18 weeks and there's 90 games with 5 identical slots. And there's a constraint also that says that a team can't be the home team 3 games in a row or the away team 3 games in a row. Each team has to play each team twice, once at home, once away. Each team plays once a week, and each game between 2 teams must be scheduled in different halves of the season. And each game between 2 teams must be at least 6 weeks apart. And a team plays at home the first or last week, but they can't be both. And the objective is to minimize the total number of breaks the teams play. However, for my project, I'm going to be customizing this by introducing a bye week constraint. A bye week is when a team has an off week during the season. So I'm going to have each team get 2 bye weeks in the season. This is going to increase the number of weeks that the season is and also the number of game slots there are. And then also I'm going to incorporate Excel and the use of VBA by exporting my solution to Excel and then using macros to present an easy to read schedule to whoever I would present this schedule to. So this is the original code. As you can see here, we have n being 10, so this is the number of teams they used. And I'm not going to take the time to go through this because I want to focus more on the modified version that I did, but I'll scroll through here to show you just what their code originally looks like. And now I'm going to take you through my modified code. Okay, so the first thing I did, I changed n to being 12 because I want there to be 10 teams still, but team 11 and 12 are going to act like the bye week team. And then I also went through their code and realized that at the bottom they had this that I commented out to take that out because it wasn't really being used. So it was just kind of clutter that I cleaned up there. And then the other thing that I did is I created a data file for the model. And so what I first did is that I connected an Excel sheet to my model where I export the solution because originally when the solution gets exported, it just comes in this solution section here. And for the average eye, it's a little messy and hard to understand exactly what it is saying. So in order to make it easier to understand, I exported all of the different solution types that it kicks out into different areas in the Excel sheet. So I'll go ahead and run this now. But first, I'll show you the Excel sheet so you can see that it's completely empty to begin with. So as you can see here, it's just formatted of where the data is going to go, but it's completely empty. And this is where all of the different solutions are going to go. And then over here, this is also empty, which I will show you later that after I run the code, that these macro buttons will fill this out and then will give us a nice, easy to see schedule for the game. So now we'll go ahead and run the model. So as you can see, we are given our solution right here with the games, all game slots, the team breaks, what the home team schedule looks like, what away teams are, with the all slots of the games, the weeks of each games, and which ones are home or away. But more importantly, if we go back to the Excel sheet, it is now filled out completely with the games, the home games, the away games, and everything else in there. So this still doesn't look all that easy to read for anybody, so I went ahead and created macros to fill out the schedule. So I'll just click it there and it will automatically run and load the schedule. Sometimes it goes a little slow because my computer is super old, but there it is. It fills out the schedule, and then to see the game schedules of the team matchups, we can go over here and click the See Game Schedule, and it automatically tells us what team is versus what team from the data over on the left-hand side, and then we can click and see who has a bye week. So we can see that in week 5 that team 3 is off here, and then team 8 is off here, and so on if you look at all the red boxes. Now, the next part of the project was to create a different heuristic algorithm using C#. So now I'll walk you through my heuristic algorithm. Up at the top here, I just list some sources because I had to do a lot of research to kind of figure this out because I'm not the best or most confident person with coding. But what I did is that I created classes. First, I created a game class used to store a home team or an away team, which you can see right here. And then I created another class called week, which is used to store all of the games for a particular week. So it lists all of the games and it also lists all of the teams with a maximum of 5 games per week. And then I use this function add game to add the game to the week's list of all games, where we add both the home and the away teams to the list, and then we use this function here, can take game, to check if a new game is compatible with the current week. Basically, it checks if the list of teams contain the new game's either home or away team, and then it returns true if that list of games for the week is not full and if the home or away team isn't already playing that week. Then I use this can swap function to check that a swap can take place without causing any errors, and it goes through the same checks here as it does above. Next, we use this function to insert the new game into the week's list of games by swapping the new game with the game that is in the list. So we go through all the games, and if the current home team is the same one as the new team, we swap the current game with that one. Or if the current game away team is the same one as the new teams, we swap the current game with the new one. If no swaps occur, we return an empty game, as you can see here. This next function, execute swap, is used to swap a new game with a game that's in the list, and then it also removes the game's teams from the list and swaps the game with a new game, and then it also adds the new game's team to the list of games, and it returns the game that was pulled out of this list. So then I created this button, and it lists all of the teams' names here. As you can see, it has the team, the number of teams, number of games, and so on. And then here we initialize all of the weeks, and then we fill the list with all the games we play. We check here that the team won't be playing itself. So basically, it goes through every game and it adds to the week with the game that fits. If it's not compatible with the week, we swap the current game with another already played game and try to figure out a different combination after that. If that swap game cannot be replaced, then it's swapped again with another game until it finds a good placement for all the games. So that's what I just explained. That's what all this is down here. I'm going to jump down to where I add in the bye week constraint. And it just goes through every game during the current week, and it checks to see which one is playing the bye team, and then it prints out what team is off that week. So now I'll go ahead and run it. And then we'll click Generate Schedule. And then here you can see each week what team plays who and what team has the off week. So you can see here that Team 1 plays Team 3 and Team 2 is off that week, and so on. So to wrap it up, here's a few lessons that I learned. I had to heavily rely on researching techniques with coding to combat the learning curve since I'm not the most confident person with coding, but it shouldn't take as long in the future because of how much I learned with this project. I also learned that perseverance is key. I dealt with a lot of errors and I had to change my plan of attack multiple times throughout the course of this project. I attempted to import data from Excel into a tuple data set in OPL and was unsuccessful with that. However, I successfully exported data from IBM to Excel, and I gained more experience with macros and VBL in Excel. So thank you for watching, and that is my project.